Is it for you? What is the best thing about New York for you now then? Or maybe what it used to be for you before you moved to Paris?
Well, when I first moved to New York, it seemed to me like the most amazing place I'd ever been, and it was just so full of. I moved to New York in 1989, and it was really gritty back then. So it was still like there's a real sense of like there's, so much nightlife, but also like a kind of sense of danger and a kind of sense of. It's a sense of a lot going on, you know what I mean? Which I just, for whatever reason, I totally identified with. Like I loved all the kind of dingy bars and a lot of the nightlife and stuff like that. And
How come? Just because you were growing up more?
I think it's I think partly because I was young. Yeah, I was looking for identity, you know, in a way. Like, you know, I mean, big cities attract young people. I was young. I was looking for. Yeah, I was looking for a place that turned out to be just like New York. I was looking for a place that had a ton of people like I was, which New York seemed to me at the time, and also a place that had a lot going on, a place where you could meet a lot of people that was cosmopolitan, but also a place where you could also be anonymous. You know, and New York is completely that. You know, you can be, you know, it's not. Even a city like Washington, D.C. that I came from is a city where it's like you kind of get to know everybody who's into alternative music or whatever, but in New York it's just so big, you know, there's always, and so many people from all over the world coming in and out.
I think maybe it's that more or less.
I think it's that, yeah, it's more and more people, so you feel kind of connected to the, maybe it always felt kind of European to me also or something, but when I was young I just mostly identified with the sense of kind of, you know, the vibrancy of the nightlife thing, and that's what, that was my main thing that I identified with when I first moved there. It just seemed so alive to me in a way that no other city I'd ever been in, you know, or lived in had done. But then as I've lived there, it's like it's strange because I still love New York, you know, and but it's I don't know. As you get older, it's kind of like it's a strange thing. It's like once New York gets its hooks in you, it's kind of like it just never lets go. You know, it's like because even though you know I'm not as interested in the things I used to be when I was 23, you know, but it's like at the same time, if I'm out of New York for too long, I feel disconnected, you know, so it's kind of like I just want to get back, even though I don't even know what I want to get back for, you know, just
what
like...
What is it then for you, because you were saying hooks, once New York gets its hooks in you, can you explain one hook maybe then, that...
Yeah, it's just, I think it's just once you, maybe as you were saying, once New York gets its hooks in you, one of the hooks could be the pace of life or something, you know, the kind of frenetic pace of life. You know, I mean, Woody Allen, you know, I never quote Woody Allen, but he said a funny thing about, he's like, you know, the great thing about New York is you can order Chinese food takeout, you know, 24 hours a day. At 5 in the morning you can order it, you know. I never do that, you know, but I like the option. You know? And that's the thing. Maybe I think in a way New York always feels like there's a ton of options, so you feel less trapped. Part of it's kind of an illusion, though, you know. But it always feels like you have a million options. Your life could go any different way. You could wake up tomorrow and do something different. Well, the thing is, you don't always do it. A lot of times, people just make a big city small anyway. You find your places, your friends, your things. But it's like you never lose sight of the possibility. Whereas if I go live in the countryside or something for a month or so, I start to go kind of stir crazy because I feel really trapped.